finally.
Long time no see, I know.
No one wanted to see our time in England, so.
Been working to do this. But yeah, as you can all see, we are back on the boat. It's felt like a lifetime to get back here. And you can probably see there's little bits have changed. So we've actually been here for a week. You kind of see there's a patch here. Took the paint off. It came off in massive sections. One sec. The hell,
That's
man.
the paint.
Anyway, enough rambling. The plans. So we are going to be here for a few months now. Hope you enjoy it. There's a lot to come. So by the time we leave this time, all the outside welding is going to be finished and the top's going to be painted.
And we're going to do what we have done this side, we're going to do this side.
Yeah. As you can tell, it's very hot at the moment. It's ridiculously hot.
Oh, and we've both had haircuts.
Oh yeah.
Yours is the biggest difference.
Yeah. So obviously this is the big deal, everyone. Look. I know, big news, big news. I cut it all off.
No more man bun. Well, it just got welded off, didn't it? It just got singed off.
I got home and it was like a little tiny afro here. And then like a man bun back here. It just looks stupid.
Yeah.
So you've probably seen that we're not in the Blingo anymore. Now we've got a Mercedes Sprint and Luton box van, which
I also converted to a home.
which I also converted. I was waking up at like 7 and finishing at 2 in the morning, and I promise that's no exaggeration. There were so many days I was doing that, and now we've got a home just outside the boatyard, so now we have no excuse. We can just stay here.
Yeah.
We're just always at the boatyard. So yeah, expect to see way more work get done this time.
And it was awful weather.
It was, yeah, it went great.
It rained every day.
I mean, this isn't much. This is too nice, and it's so hot, and I'm very white. Yeah, that's what we're going to be kind of doing on the top, because I was annoying too many people. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, and by the way, if you're new to the channel, I'm Silas, this is Louise. We travelled last year on the boat and probably had one of the best times of our lives. 0.7 knots! 6.7 knots.
When you forget that there's chocolate.
We also had a pretty rough time as well, because no experience. We set sail.
Yeah, so if you want a laugh or a scare,
yeah, go back and watch them.
Yeah, you can watch the first few episodes because they're quite
traumatic.
Traumatic is the right. Traumatic, yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a read, mate. Take a read. Oh my god.
What are we doing?
Oh my god. Jump on the dinghy and start stabbing it with scissors.
Are you joking?
Yeah, there's a lot to do on old Morgana.
It will be great when it's done.
Sure, yeah. Oh, actually, I will show you a few things. This is the back of the boat. This is what we're going to be changing this time. Also, we've got a camera now. A little bit better quality for you guys, because I think the GoPro is annoying a few people.
Let us know what you think to the
setup.
quality.
We're YouTubers. This is what we're going to be changing also. Once I've finished off the companionway, the side decks, we're going to be sorting this out. So the problem was, say for example, I was like this, and the boat was leaning over. There is nowhere for Lou to sit here.
Yeah,
like once the tiller was in and pulled this way, that's it. The seat here is gone. So what we need to do is make an area here where Lou can sit, or anyone else can sit, so there's at least 2 seats. We need at least 2 seats.
Also, when I'm sat down here, I can't really see because I'm so short. Like sat down here, but always having to look up.
We're going to keep that height at the back so the water can't flood in. We're going to keep this drop down bit here as well, where I'm standing. We were going to raise it to this height. I think this is actually quite a good height. I don't know, when you're standing here, really.
Well, isn't it safer?
It is safer, yeah. We're also going to have, what's it called?
Sugar scoop.
Yeah, sugar scoop. So the sugar scoop at the back, we are still going to be making that. There's a lot of welding to be done. You might see me going mad a little bit, but I'm actually really excited for it this time, especially with non-burnable gloves, decent mask, and I've got even a better welder this time, even though the last one was fine. But I'm going to show you quickly just a spot that I found yesterday, which was minorly worrying, but I'm going to show you because I'm going to have to cut it out and weld up again. So, all this came off. This is alright. I saw that this was bubbling a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to be doing this all over the top in like there, look, can you see that? Oh, look at that there. Okay, that wasn't too bad actually. What do you think, Lulu?
It's crazy.
It's hard to see because it's so small out there, but it's a volcano. So, welcome back again. Yesterday, the camera died because it was so hot. So we're actually working in the evenings. We were talking about the weather being not as bad this time. Realistically, it's actually so much worse. Even though it's very, very bright, it's actually 5:30. So we start at 5:30 and I finish about 8:30 in the evening. I have to wear this, or even in the evening, I have to wear this. Just to stop my head from frying. So as you can see here, look, there is a hole there. This little welding rod is probably about 6mm thick, and it goes just straight into that hole. And it's actually very thin all around here. So all this will need to be cut out, this section here. I'm cutting these off anyway because this used to be where the old companionway door is. Obviously it's now over there. This was a long time ago. It kind of gives you an idea of how many times the boat has been rebuilt and extended and raised and move around and everything. So I'm going to cut these off, and I'm going to kind of make sure that the strips there is okay. But yeah, so this has actually got quite a bad rust spot here. Because of this, I am actually going to be going around and making sure that there's not any of that anywhere else. Because, I mean, I'll try and get close here. That ugly. Also, so this is what I've been doing over the last day or so. We've got the other side in. The welds on this came out absolutely beautiful. Yeah, the welds along the side here were quite nice. With this camera, look, I can actually zoom in and show you the welds. Hey, but down here is all cool. I've kind of put 2 little holes through there, just to kind of get a fix through. But this is all just cut in. I've now got to cut the last piece in. I need to attach these stay over that side and make sure that that's fixed on that side before I come over here and start cutting that off. But yeah, and then we'll be going for the back here. Also, I'm not too sure why, but this welder, the welds seem to be coming out much, much better. This was my first weld back actually. As you can see, it kind of feels like a nice chunky weld here. And as you see, I've taken out the windows. So we're just going to be going to Bricko. The angle grinder broke, which is great. The actual, the button which basically holds the angle grinder blade fixed no longer worked. So basically, as I was tightening it, this sounds dangerous, I know, I was kind of like tightening it as much as I could, and then by turning on the angle grinder itself, and then going into something, I was using that to tighten the blades. I know, it's not great. And then we'll go to the boat, and today we're actually going to be cutting, or we're going to be at least marking out whereabouts we want the extra seating area to go.
So we're in Bricko again, Silas's favourite shop, and we need a angle grinder, is that right? Angle grinder?
That's only €30, right? Yeah, I think this one here is fine.
€30? Surely that would be rubbish.
Well, the last one was about 20, and really, like, it's just the motor. They're the most basic things you can buy. When it comes to finer tools, I think you can justify spending more money. But when it comes to a motor that just turns, it doesn't have to be fine. I think you can't justify it.
Abbiamo, noi abbiamo. I've been doing Italian lessons whilst we've been here, and yeah, I think my Italian is improving, but yeah, we still definitely get stuck. We were in a paint shop the other day and he didn't understand us. I was getting like pieces, numbers, pieces here and there, but yeah, still not perfect. So yeah, I have another lesson on Tuesday.
Is there like a recommended generator that you should be having on a boat, or you can use anything? Just given that it rocks, I would assume it'd be like a special type of generator that can account to that. But get some super glue because my shoes are breaking from the heat. Literally the soles are falling apart already.
That's insane.
And that's only from like 2 or 3 days of work. The boat just gets so hot. lekko. That side is basically fully finished apart from the windows. This side I'm going back over the old weld just because I've done the weld on that side like 3 times the size and I just think it's 10 times better. So I'm doing the same thing, just going over the old welds, making them thicker as it is this down there. Piano, piano, one by one. Let's get changed. So we'll come back here, following the same kind of depth all the way back to here, and then we have just a corner. I don't want to round it off like this. I think it's just annoying. So I'm not gonna mess around too much. I am actually just gonna mark it up and cut it. You'll see how I get on. I'm gonna avoid talking as much as I did last time. It's so hot here when you're doing this. It's actually quite unbearable. Right, so I've got the first lines on. We have the first line here, so I kind of got the first line marked in and cut. But then I found a reinforcing point, which is just like an arch like that. So I'm going to stop at that reinforcing point. Obviously all these kind of corner points I'm going to be reinforcing with triangles anyway. But it seems like a wise decision to stop on that reinforcing point, which literally goes like this. It goes all the way around to the other side. So I'm going to follow that, and it actually makes quite a nice little arch. But with this, it's not changing a lot. Like, it's not. 1.5 foot. But that 1.5 foot is enough for someone to then sit on, and also enough space for us to lay down in. I just think it's really important, considering like we've sailed this boat. We know it's uncomfortable for X amount of reasons. It's why we put the side decks level. We've sailed it, we know it's horrible. I never went in them. I went on top, which is dangerous. You just gotta get used to a boat and then you understand it. So it's actually been a few hours. I've been cutting this for hours. I know that everyone was kind of saying, use a plasma cutter, just use one. It's not that easy in Italy. For me to get the welder, it takes a lot of organising. It's not a quick, oh, I want this, give me this. Especially around here. Yeah, so this is all cut now. So I've been able to actually also cut down here as well, so along the bottom. Like I say, it's not a lot, it's just, if you were to sail it, you'd see why. This actually should actually just come out. You can see down here that it's come out. It might be the bar that's down here. Yeah, that's where I'm at, and that's probably taken an hour and 40 minutes. It's done. It's been about another hour. I am so itchy. There's so much metal on me. You want to have a lookies? I actually haven't tried moving it. I just know it's loose. Oh wait, that actually weighs a ton. Okay, I can move it. Okay. Cool. Uh-oh, how do I get that out now? Oh, I can lift it. Where am I going there? I want to use the steel. Here we go, I just put that stuff in there so I could lay in there to cut them. That's what I was trying to cut. I was trying to cut those little rod bits off. It didn't really work because I kept setting my hair on fire, but there we go. And now this will just be extended flat from here. So it will go from here to about there. And now that will be the new seating area. Hey, I'm so chuffed about that. I think that's pretty cool. How's it going? Oh, show Lou. There's the reinforcing, look. That's the reinforcing that goes around the back. And I think I'll literally just, I need to take a little bit more off. You can see I've still got the overlap, but I didn't want to cut short and then have a problem. Look at the cleats. That cleat is different to that cleat. I never actually liked using them. They were really awkward. I might cut them off and change them. I know I should be having like some sort of like protective gear around my body, but it's too hot. I know it's 8 o'clock right now. Yep, it's 8 o'clock. I'm thinking about dinner. All this kind of like metal where it like sticks to you is really quite grim. That can't be good for me. Do you remember that? I don't mind putting it back. By the way, we're getting all new like life jackets and stuff before we go in. I just can't be bothered to take care of that right now. This is what we always had to hand in case. A little sea anchor. Oh man, it's weird seeing all this stuff. Anyway, night people. That's me done for today. So, there's been some changes. Well, not changes, progression. I've been able to get some good progress on the back here. It's obviously very different to what you saw. I progressed quite a lot here now. Can you see me okay? I think that's good. And I've been able to extend it back. This is exactly what we wanted. We didn't want something which 2 people couldn't sit in, but now 2 people can comfortably sit here and look over whilst we're steering. It's bang on. It's absolutely bang on. Yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with it. I'm pretty chuffed with it. It feels good. It feels really good. The size of it feels perfect. It means we can lay down as well. And overall, it's been fairly easy. Like compared to the side deck, this is actually surprisingly easy. It probably doesn't look it, but the only thing which it took me a while to do was get this bottom shape here perfect, because actually it kind of wasn't long enough to go into the points. So the points I had to add on, but overall I think it actually came out quite okay. These are how the welds came out here. You can kind of see I've had to add on a piece there, and the same down here I've had to add on a piece, but I have gone over the welds twice to make sure they're real nice and chunky, which they are, along with the piece of the weld that goes down there. Yeah, I think it came out looking pretty good. Just gonna do this back piece here now. Yeah. It's 6:30 and I'm still sweating. It's ridiculous. Welcome back, people. If you're wondering why there's been so much progression compared to how much I used to talk in the past, I kind of got to the point where I feel like I should just be doing stuff instead of recording so much, because you'd be amazed how much time this takes. But yeah, so I've got to the point now where I am now just working a lot, and then I kind of just fill you guys in stages. It seems easier, and also I'm not just wasting your time. It's actually been going really well. I did have a bit of a drama. There was a tarp at the back, and as I was welding, it kind of caught fire without me realising. Because I've cleaned out everything underneath here so nothing catch fire inside, but it was kind of wrapped around the back there, and I kind of just pushed it there before I started welding and just forgot. But I'm not too sure if you can see, but I kind of just scored my leg a little bit. It's gone a little bit. It's okay. Lost the tarp. Unfortunate. This is the current outcome. I've then ground them back a little bit so they're nice and smooth. I'm gonna be filling them as well. Any welds, even though if they're perfect, I am gonna be going over them to make sure they are perfectly smooth. I don't want anything to be able to sit under anywhere, which is why you'd probably remember the upstands. These bits. So there was essentially just a bit of flat steel that come up, and they've just basically welded on a bit of bar, circular bar going down the side here, which is kind of meant so when the water comes, it hits that and doesn't just run straight over. But the problem was we used to get like streaks of rust coming down from the inside there, and it's not like I can actually paint up. You can see, how the hell am I supposed to paint in that little gap there? I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, obviously I can't paint in that. I don't want that to be the case. I don't want anything to be metal which I can't reach. The same thing with the sliding door like cover. There's a name for it, I've forgotten the name, but yeah, I don't want anywhere in there, for example, that I can't reach. So I'm going to be using like a cover that I'm going to make on there, and I'm going to make it removable, be it just probably a few bolts that I just undo the bolts, and then I can take that entire top off, treat it where I need to. I don't want any metal that I can't reach. I just don't want little bits of like rust running down areas and stupid. But obviously there's a rim all the way along the outside of this boat. That just runs. That just runs rust all the time. All the time. I had to keep going around washing it off or trying to paint up. It doesn't work. So I'm going to be essentially welding underneath that as best as I can, and then where I can't do that, I'm going to be filling it so it's smooth underneath and smooth on top. I don't want any hidden corners. It's just stupid with metal boats. You can't get to them, so you can't treat it and it just rusts permanently. So what I'm going to do here, down these sides, I'm probably going to have like some sort of a runner to keep that water straight, and so it doesn't just run over the sides. I'm not going to do that just yet. I want to make sure this is all finished and looking pretty. But yeah, I think it's come out really nicely. I'm so happy with it. I'm really happy with it. I think it's come out beautiful. I've got quite a nice slope here, so no water can sit in this side. If I was to, for example, put this bottle here, it's quite a slope. But yeah, it means that we can now lay down here. It's come out lovely. I'm really happy with it. It's absolutely solid. The welds on this are by far my best welds. I'm basically a pro now, guys. Actually, no, I have had welders come over and have a look at some of the welds. I'm not just saying that off my own back. And they have been very impressed, which is pretty cool. I've been actually approved. They looked at some of my first welds and they told me to grind a few back. And they're like, yeah, just do what you've done there on them. So I have done that down that side. Some of the first welds that you guys saw, I have re-gone over them. So I'm gonna basically get this absolutely finished, kind of make sure there's no, like I can see a little bit of a hole there, make sure there's not a single little hole that hasn't got a weld in, and then grind it back, and then I'm probably gonna do the first bit of primer. I'm so excited for it. We got the primer from a boat place here, so I just kind of went with their recommendation. Also, a bit of a fun thing I'm going to be doing, it sounds bloody horrible. I'm going to be essentially taking off all the paint, because the paint on this boat, now I've been actually looking at it, is pretty bad. Obviously you guys remember the little rusty patch, that little rusty patch down there. Yeah, that's just a hole straight through the boat. So I want to make sure that there isn't any spots like that anywhere else. So I want to make sure that the paint is absolutely perfect on this boat, and I'm not just going over something that's got a cavity or just rust. So yeah, I'm taking all the paint off, and I'm going to be treating it with, well, you'll see eventually, but it's a two-part. It is epoxy based, it's resin based. I had some guys here kind of run through the metal boat, and they were like, the paint you're putting on is like, it can't look after itself, it has to be maintained. So the boat, the paint that we're going to be using is a two-part, is a resin based, but it's suited for the metal. Along with the primer, they all go in like hand in hand. Along with the filler as well, any of the filler that I go over the welds with, it is a two-part. So he said this is an entire kit for metal, and it's a boat shop. So I'm kind of trusting the guy there. Yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going to get this sorted out. It's looking nice and pretty. I'm assuming that the guys are kind of like walking past and seeing, they're like, what the bloody hell is that? Let's get this finished and get it painted. What do you think? I got it looking pretty nice and clean. With this new metal, you can sometimes kind of put like an oil on it to protect it. So I've tried taking it off that as much as I possibly can. You probably don't realise that there is, it's really fine, it's just to protect it, because if you were to... Allora. If you were to like do what I've just done and then leave it, it would start to rust a lot quicker. So I'm just gonna basically treat it, put a bit of primer on it. I need to do this everywhere there's bare metal right now. Nice, eh? Or maybe I'll leave it like that. Looks good. You okay? Fuck Aldo. Who's Aldo?
Ciao Bella.
Ciao.
Come stai?
What are you up to?
I am working.
Lavorando. We have just packed up and cleaned up a fair bit. You'll see that for the first time, and probably even when we were sailing, this is now clean. And Lou's now in the helm area.
Oh. In what?
The helm.
Oh, I thought you said a musical or something.
Wait, what?
So I was doing this.
Okie dokie. Oh, Lou. Yeah, look at the dark. Oh my God, Lou, you've become so dark. Jesus. Well, I'm so pale still. So yeah, here's the helm. We've kind of, you can see like the painted area, that's where we've extended it. And then we have, this has all been painted. This is the first side deck that got made. We have the new companionway. Again, last time, but I've just painted it up and it kind of like protected it because we got back and it was a little bit rusty this time. The windows that got put in, they ended up being like perfect. I checked them again when I got back, and the welding on them is surprisingly good. And then we have the new side deck, which is down here.
This looks so good.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Really, really good.
Hey. This one doesn't have the kind of like dent in here. So when we were away, the boat got lifted up and moved, and down on the sides here they got slightly bent in. This one's actually, you can barely tell, but if I go this side, you can see it there, look. Just there, kind of goes, it's dented in a tad, which is a bit of a shame. I didn't get round to fixing up this hole yet, but it's the last thing I need to get done. I will say that I think the welding along this area, well, oh sorry, this entire side deck is much, much better than anything I've done before, and it just looks beautiful.
It looks so good.
Thank you, darling.
It really does.
I think the helm looks so much bigger. Obviously this was what it originally was, you can see the circle, but it's not a crazy increase, and it's been, by the way, it's been braced out down these sides inside, it's been braced out everywhere, so it's absolutely rock solid. I'd actually say it's stronger now than it was, if you believe it. But
I kind of like this colour as well.
huh? The colour?
It just looks so much nicer than this.
Or rust.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still not too sure. Do you want to talk about the colours?
Yeah, I did a poll on the Instagram, and I said, do we keep it black and white, or do we change it to a lighter colour, or like a road colour? And everybody said a random colour. So what do you think? Put it in the comments. The
colours that we were thinking were like a soft green on top, and then going to like a really dark, almost black green on the bottom. I'm not too sure. We haven't, because it's an old boat, we kind of want to adjust it to that, which is why the black works so well. But I don't know.
I think you said a lighter colour, like a beigey grey or something, but I don't know if it's just a bit boring. I think it's a boat with so much character, it'll look really cool with like a green or something. I
think that's something that's a really important part. It's got so much character, why mess it with the colours?
Yeah, and like we've said this time and time again, but we're not trying to make it a modern boat. Of course, we want all these like nice, easy things for us, but we're not trying to make it look fiberglass. So
no, we like the idea of it being a metal boat, and obviously, you know, you get so many black steel holes, and it's like, oh, okay, black holes just get painted, oh sorry, steel holes just get painted black, which is a bit of a shame because I feel like they can look so good. I've seen a few online, and yeah, they're just random colours. I think we like the idea of just a random colour. I think that's why we like the green idea. But yeah.
Yeah, let us know.
What do you think?
Tell us what do you think?
I quite like the idea of green on top.
I do.
Just two greens, but just completely different shades.
I'm getting attacked by mozzies.
Yeah,
oh
they're quite bad here. Obviously, we need to get the outside fully painted, but before we do that, I want to reinforce the skeleton of this frame inside. The reason I want to do that now is because when I need to weld on those strips inside to strengthen it, it will just burn the paint off on the outside. So I don't want to make it look nice and then have to patch up afterwards. So I need to get, the skeleton kind of reinforced, because it's a bit weird. It's been obviously messed with a few times. Some areas it's like really chunky, and other areas it's down to like 20 mil, and that's the support. And there's currently no bulkheads, and whilst this has never had a bulkhead in its entire life, I feel like I want to put at least 2 in, and where we've raised the side decks, I want to put kind of like little corner pieces and like going down to some sort of a bulkhead with them. You'll see what I mean, but yeah, I just want to brace up a little bit before I start messing in with paint, because the second the heat goes on, any paint around the area just falls off, for good reason. What's your message of the day with the boat?
Ciao Bella.
Cosa?
Ciao Bella. Tu non dici fesseria.
Don't say stupid things, Lou.
My favourite line.